All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other 2.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically, Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, first we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. As it happens, we have some
No.
don't be like that. Hey, why don't you stand there? Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can... They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you look? Don't worry, we're not bad guys.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair,
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to...
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp the...
Come on, man. It's not about whether you need the info or not.
I won't...
No more excuse! Yeah, I saw you. Then seen you at kiosk. How could you afford to...
Master... But here we are.
boss, I'm telling you.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything.
Oh, you again.
Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here?
Did you... Silence! How dare you threaten innocent...
No, don't...
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Hi.
I've heard about you two before. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head...
You can't. This is Lila Harbor.
Laws. No,
Really? So,
that would be my stomach growling.
she's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the rest. Then of course you're still hungry.
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my,
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big After all, you can't work... Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus?
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating them!
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains.
Enough about me. What are your...
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out and
I see.
Yep! You get to ask me. Were you interested?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until... However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend...
Wow! But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole...
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets
I am not sure whether or to what we simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone...
Veto!
Really? But I hear that competition isn't...
Look, we want to win this Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Course...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Baiju? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber, maybe for its first aid on site. I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi, meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju!
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you.
Master Xingqiu,
Oh? Why do I
the guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been complete. Your father gave me specific instructions.
I see. Have someone sort the orders.
Oh, how wonderful.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, Shu. I need to entertain some
Understood, Master Xingqiu.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today.
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sun...
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady...
as well?
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some sunset. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and...
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price...
But without any...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Oh, Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he—
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and after Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique—
That's great! Wouldn't it be a little...
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very
open-minded. I have not heard of Sea Gazer being—
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then.
There's something about this. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to the—
Okay, we will... Let's see. Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there? The Sealy got... What? Weren't we at a waterfall? Oh, so many clouds.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset Vermilionite we're looking—
Really? Let Paimon see. Look, it's... And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees...
These are not real clouds. They are the product— If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mecha—
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't— Manifest! Unleash!
Time for retribution!
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Burn! Ha!
There is no escape!
Go.
Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered! The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Teamwork is dream.
Verdict is...
Whoa! We're gonna fall! Is everyone okay? Look! Ophelia's disappeared beneath the clouds again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
I'm going in!
Torn to oblivion! Shine down!
Sacred name, fortune preserver.
Illusion shattered!
Everybody stand back!
Now you shall perish!
We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall. Ah! So high. Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Unleash! By ordinance divine!
Time for retribution!
Going in! Life goes on.
Shine down! Let's light it up!
Verdict is...
Wheel of life.
There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal!
Everybody stand back! Why do they never miss?
Time for retribution!
Shine down! Absurd! Insolent! Obey! Cryo incarnate! In your dreams! I'm going in! Torn to oblivion!
Prostrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary. Only after being activated does Prostrate reveal its true name.
Wow, Shenhe.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. I don't care for her stories most of the time.
Hold on a sec. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll... But if we don't activate it, how...
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite...
Are you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Prostrate sample this large must be highly valuable. At my safety.
That's right! Paimon ship, you gotta be extra...
I'll go on ahead with the Prostrate. Let's meet at...
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength. It's much... We can't slow down.
Adventure time!
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself?
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply... I'm going to award you...
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people.
Shenhe! And Ningguang's little helper!
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest... But I have to correct you on one point. It's not...
Okay then, Miss Secretary.
In truth, it is the finest piece of Prostrate. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this... As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings. Now, please excuse me.
Shenhe!
Oh.
What kind of reaction whenever Paimon...
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus. Treat me with great deference and respect.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite...
Well, but...
No need. I simply...
You can't do that. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty.
Okay.
Great! Now we're talking...
Adventure time!
Hi there! Checking, since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, so business is booming for...
Great!
One of your rooms is still here. Your keys?
Shenhe, you should go get... Paimon's gonna go see if there... Let's buy one for Shen...
All right. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will...
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? Let's go inside.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool! So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? Paimon neither! This is a real surprise.
Do you mean to say that she presents...
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are... extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind, and she had experienced her fair share. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have It is only by fate that people...
Oh, now Paimon gets it.
Huh. You dare draw such a... Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a wit. Let us conclude our conversation here for today.
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Hey! So, Shenhe...
Master has relayed my situation to you.
Oh? How did you...
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going. I was worried that something may have happened to you. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around. After all, Master is...
Sorry, Shenhe.
It's okay. I don't... The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner. Still, though you mistook me for an adept, for this...
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real... Anyway, now it's settled.
Got it. Although I don't know...
Great! Well, now, but before we do that, let's... After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts... Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey, person Paimon doesn't...
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade... Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new material.
One moment. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly.
Beto, you're joining the...
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of...
Huh. So even though it's rare...
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the...
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good but...
Shenhe. I am
Good. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out...
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about... To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ning...
Wow. So...
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe.
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3, instead of competing against each other, we could work together to...
Sounds great, but...
The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. How'd I do?
Precisely.
Huh.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make.
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of...
Wonderful. We'll split into... I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what...
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera.
Ooh, what's the opera called?
The opera is a labor of love by my father. It's called... The...
Hello.
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering...
Of course I have.
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged some weaponry for my father in the past.
Yunjin? Stage use? Oh, so you must be Miss Yoon. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. Everyone's heard of you, Miss Yoon. Even folks who don't make it to the opera all that often. Like myself. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how. The types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself last time. I don't...
No, we were gonna ask you.
Sure. Well, you'll need 2 kinds. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter iron from the Mount Tianheng area. It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, I'm really not sure. Sorry. Of course, it's probably just hearsay.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the I hear the view there is quite... Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. Oh, this is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks and the gently flowing streams. It's like setting foot in paradise. No wonder the legend of the Divine Damsel of Devastation is said to have...
The Divine Damsel of Devastation is your... What's the story about?
It's the story of a girl...
Cool! A hero story?
The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was a loving couple. The wife was out collecting earth. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, if you want to live, you...
What a nasty piece of work!
But the monster was so terrible and so strong that just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster, a little girl suddenly stood up and came forward.
No! Don't do it!
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's her extraordinary abilities, and so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief
I really like this story, but I personally think that perhaps the little girl was... I'm not sure she deserves all the praise
I've never... Opera is always an interpretation of the... When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose...
I think it's a great story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go... This should be enough Star Splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhang said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Huh. He didn't...
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask...
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Shenhe, Yunjin.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think this place is deserted now.
Huh? You know that...
Thank you, kind sir. Well, don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards me.
Okay, then let's...
What's this? So, Shenhe? Now that I think about it, she does. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling when, according to this text, the divine damsel from... And she didn't volunteer. She... Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand. Oh, it looks like... So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of his obsessive yearning for his deceased. Still, I do wonder what the...
We've looked everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there. This is it! So basically, we need to go... Let's go back and tell
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a... I was a very close friend of your father's. I bring flowers back here every year.
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only... There is nothing he wouldn't...
Do you still...
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. So if you ask me how I feel about the past...
It must have been so...
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. I'll tell you more about the old...
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look! This tells us how to find...
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhe, there's something just now, in the village.
Why?
I know I say that
It's okay. I like you,
but,
my master once said that the day I learn how to use my strength, so I hope but I've never thought this way before.
Don't worry. In fact, I think...
Shenhe! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! We can't let someone else...
What brings you here? Have they found a solution to the danger in the city? Ningguang didn't. Something has happened in Guyan, but these things can be unpredictable. Only a single mountain if things get out of control.
That's everything we need! Let's head back and report in! Claimants!
Oh.
So...
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll guess now it's my time.
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end.
Leave the wonder course to me. I'll work, don't worry.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils.
I'll sort that out.
Oh?
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti for years. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all.
Without knowing the ins and outs, but now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to...
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see...
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else gets... Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh, all three of you found them together. The Wonder Cores and Adepti sigils look good. I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are the Traveler, Yunjin, and Beidou.
What? It's over already?
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the...
Huh? Where's Beidou?
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to.
Alright then, guess we'll head... This has been a long time.
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Thank you all for your work.
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason...
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your...
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city.
Thank you, Lady Ningguang.
You're quite welcome.
A traveler, Shenhe, Paimon.
You're next. What is your question? I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts.
Wow, you're a mind reader, Ningguang.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer.
Wow, Paimon...
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, so I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may...
Oh, great! No more questions from us.
Me?
Yes, this is a group effort.
Thank you. But I don't have...
Are you sure?
Yeah, just don't waste it.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in?
Now that isn't it. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive. So, the key is whether or not you yourself... Yes. To become fond of perhaps someone you've met or something you've experienced. In short, everyone needs a reason to stay.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet. I'm a little later than expected.
Come on, Beidou.
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to... Ningguang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my...
Don't worry. I have made preparations.
Glad to hear it. Watch your back.
Beidou? Ningguang?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. When I first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor far below. At that time, I dreamed that my wish has not changed to this very day. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, and I hope that you can all witness it. Let the Ascension ceremony commence! the Avenger of the Vortex, by
Who is that?
Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming!
Beidou sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it! Well, let's go fetch the Adepta!
No. In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone!
What's that? Wait! A giant wave!
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking this risk!
I hardly see this as a great risk. The people of Liyue Harbor are well prepared, and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We'll help too!
Rise. Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received.
Unleash!
Burning tears?
Teamwork is dreamwork! Huh?
Wheel of life.
Shine down!
Illusion shattered!
Life goes on. She's getting away! Shouldn't we go after her?
This place is unstable. It is too risky to continue pursuing her. If the place collapsed, the consequences would be disastrous. Let's head back. I'm just a little exhausted. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding...
Thank you.
Thanks to the medical supply. Of course, we owe huge thanks to... on behalf of the entire
Great. I wasn't trying to be a
Let the soldiers recuperate. But don't...
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion.
That I do not deny. However, if it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista. You have learned from past failures and prepared for this. Hence, on balance, one finds your performance during this.
While the position of Tianquan remains.
Shenhe. Hopefully this.
Yes. I feel happier than I.
Good. In fact, one has many fond. They are all like this. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you.
Please, have a good rest. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and the fact...
Wow! It's Paimon's first time attending a banquet in the Jade Chamber.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing to...
Sure have. Honestly, it's the... I hear she's going to perform the
Hey! Look! Miss...
一贯到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
It was beautiful. Paimon wants to learn too.
It was wonderful. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced tale than ever. The play has an ending, but life goes on. I believe you will find a way to fit in Liyue Harbor.
Thank you. I think I've found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yun, here you are. Great to see you. Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Yeah, that's it, like an Adeptus. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine Damsel herself. And look who else we have here, the illustrious traveler. Well, I'll be. This was definitely worth showing up for. Let me pull up a chair, all right. We'll all have a friendly chat, get better acquainted.
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink via the orifice of your own choice.
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe.